Okay, so Miss Manasi, the recording has been started. So I don't know whether it will be completed or not while sharing. So this is the first time in which I'm recording over here. So let's just see, hoping for the best, and I will share you in the end as you have suggested for requested for.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
And it's Mansi.
Oh, great. Can you just explain about yourself or just give a short idea about your stuffs?
I would like to, sir, but I have to ask you a question because I'm going to do this with my professor. Uh, it has to be one center. I will be asking the questions. If you want to ask me questions, we can conduct another
Actually, thing
thing
is
if you
like
want.
your video has been stopped, maybe due to some technical issues. Is it? Yeah, it's now
It
working.
has stopped.
Yeah, it's now working. Okay, just should start.
It's still frozen from my side, but I can hear you. Yes, it's working. Okay, sure. Okay, so first can I start the interview?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay. First, I would like to know your name.
Okay.
Can you
So
spell your name?
yeah, so my name is Mr. Suhail Masalawala. So do you want a brief about mine first before conducting an interview? I think it would be better for you to understand more about things. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Okay. We'll start again.
No problem. So before starting again, let me just share my name and all such stuffs about first. So basically, my name is Mr. Suhail Masalawala, and I am from India, Mumbai. So I have did my graduation in pharmacy, and after that, I did my advanced diplomatic course in clinical research. And after pursuing my clinical research certification, I went with the work profile for a multi-centric clinical research coordinator with a CRO. And after that, I have joined Tata Memorial Hospital in 2019 as a clinical research coordinator. Over there, I worked for multiple projects on an oncological studies, which was with basically for the cancers. And the main thing involved for me is like I am from a DMG breast. So I was looking for a breast cancer oncological trials. After that, I had a promotion over there, and from the clinical research coordinator, I have been moved to a clinical research associate. So conducting the clinical trials was one of the part in the clinical research coordinator, and as a clinical research associate, monitoring that clinical research was one of the major tasks for me over there. After finishing the task over there, I joined
Seeing there
Sheikh
is a
Shakbut
lot of issue.
Medical City. Am I audible to you?
Sorry, sir. You were cut in between. I couldn't hear some parts. I think
Like,
from promotion there was a disturbance
okay, no issue.
from my side.
Okay, no issue. I will just repeat it. So after this getting promotion as a clinical research from the clinical research coordinator to clinical research associate, basically it was in the month of July 2021, and I left that organization in the month of December 2021. And now I am working as a clinical research coordinator again, but at a senior profile in an Abu Dhabi, and the hospital name over here is Sheikh Shakbut Medical City over here. So I am working over here since December 2021. So I have an idea about the clinical research profile, and I have also a bit idea about the CRA, but I can guide you maybe. So can you just start your questions and answer session?
Yes, sir. Sir, you from which college did you do your B pharmacy?
I did my graduation from the Anjuman Islam Kalseka Technical Campus, which was the School of Pharmacy from which was in Panvel.
And so why B pharmacy? I mean, there are many, but you chose B pharmacy. There must be a reason.
Actually, at my time, the reason was not that good, but still it was like to share. Basically, I was trying to go for the BDS. But since I didn't scored a much over there, so I decided to move to the life science background. But I thought instead of going to life science, I decided to move my career to a pharmacy oriented program, which was a bachelor in pharmacy. And I was trying to go for my master's as well, but I then just for some reason I stopped my plan and I just moved for work. But maybe in the later future, I will try to begin with the same soon. Let's hope for the best.
Yes, sir. So you first started as a CRO. So how was your experience in that course in that
Just let
time?
me just ask you a few things first. Like, what is your idea behind the clinical research? What do you wanted to exactly know about CRA, and why do you wanted to know in a year second? Like you are in a
So
second
this
year,
is a
correct?
college. Yes, this is a college project. I'm assigned to pick any topic and analyze it, study it properly, and interview two people who have done this. And
Okay.
CRA sounds very interesting because it's about how you are organizing, analyzing, trying drugs. So I thought this was an
But
interesting
but
course.
CRA would be the second step of your career if you come into this. The first career would be a CRC. So why didn't you choose in for the CRC first, and instead of that you just try to ask or interview the folks like us, like CRA or someone?
There was no specific reason actually. So I didn't go for the depth in this course.
Mm-hmm.
I saw CRA and I thought it's nice, interesting.
Okay, so why didn't you choose for the CRC? Just short, just wanted to know, like, how did you came to know about the CRA? Like in the second year, when I was in the second year, I wasn't aware of this profile. Literally, I was not aware of this
So
profile.
Google.
Google,
I searched through
what made
Google.
you realize for the
Interesting.
CRA only?
Through Google, sir. I searched through Google if all the courses that a bachelor student can do after pharmacy, and from the top list, CRA was one of them. So I chose CRA. It
And
was
what
one
do
of the
you know
top
about the
courses, so I
CRA?
chose CRA.
Great. What do you know about the CRA?
CRA, the one who do trials, who organize these trials, and also help in, I think, making drugs. And yes, pretty much that they check, analyze drugs, the effect of that among people through trials. That is the basic idea of CRA that I have read.
Have you studied the phases of trials, like which is there in our pharmacology sections? Different phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase
They are
3.
going to start.
Yes, so the
Yes, they
CRA
are going
in
to
the
start.
clinical research basically deals with the pharmacology sections of our path. So I would say like the CRA, like a clinical research itself is a core field of the pharmacy. Like a pharmacy would be a best to start your career with clinical research profile. And to start your career in the clinical research profile, it would be best to start with a CRC if you are a graduate with an advanced diplomatic course in clinical research. Basically, after graduation, this is a short-term course which is a necessary to go for a good organization, like to conduct clinical trials with respect to oncology sections, like for a cancer ones. So a cancer ones requires a graduate plus a diplomatic course or a short-term courses. Basically, for a B.Pharm graduate student, the short-term courses would be for 6 months, but for a life science graduate student like a BSc in chemistry, zoology, and other stuffs, so for them, it is like for a 1 year course, like a post-graduation master's, PG diploma, it is called, which is not a master course. It is a post-graduation course, which is basically for 1 year. And any course which is for 1 year is not considered to be master at level. Understanding? So that is the difference.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just continue with your stuffs like.
Yes, I was asking your experience in as a CRA and CRC. How
Okay.
what were you working on
So basically,
when?
as a CRC, I was working with different phases of clinical trials. I was conducting the clinical trials, working with the patients, working with the sponsors, working with the principal investigators, and also working with the regulatory bodies, which we call as institutional regulatory bodies. So basically my role over there was conducting a clinical trials in the auspices of the principal investigators, and whatever the principal investigator suggests to do, I would just do work for him. So basically like I was conducting various trials, basically like what we say, like a cancer registry I was working for. Then registry is like basically building up of a data sets of different patients, multiple patients for a particular things like for a particular disease, and conducting a clinical trials with respect to like identifying a new moiety, or conducting clinical trials with respect to phases, different phases. Like I was being specialized for working with this phase 3 trials, in which we used to compare different molecules. Like if suppose paracetamol is there, which is a drug, and if for this drug, suppose the brand name Crocin is already been in market, and we wanted to bring a Calpol into the market. So for this reason, we used to perform phase 3 clinical trials, directly phase 3. But we used to have a BABE studies for that, like bioequivalence and bioavailability study, which data which we used to have. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. And as a CRA, my role over there was like whatsoever the CRCs does for the clinical trials, I used to check whether the work are appropriate or not. I used to perform a task with respect to the site oriented. And for a CRC, I used to perform a task with respect to the patient oriented, then sponsor oriented, then investigator oriented, and for regulatory body oriented. But as a CRA, I used to work, I used to check all the stuffs with this which the CRCs do. Like it is kind of an admin job basically for the CRC and CRA both. So it was like that.
Yes, thank you, sir. And you said you used to go on sites for this CRA. So
Yeah,
which
CRA
places have you visited
CRA have a role
for this?
for a travel purpose job. It could be like for the one who loves to travel, it would be a best part for them. And for the one who just wanted to perform a task at a particular place itself, then CRC would be a role for them. And maybe in the future, if he or she requires to travel, then he can move to the CRA role. But CRA basically requires to travel minimum, I could say 80 to 85% of time out of the 100. So I have been visited not for the many places. I was working in site itself, but inside the site, I was been having multiple trials to conduct to perform tasks like. So over there, I was being assigned various studies with respect to head and neck cancer, then gastrointestinal, I suppose. Then one was the other, three was there with me at that time. I don't have major with me at that time because I was there for maybe 5 months around.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Also, what should be the time span for a CRA to move from one site to another? What is the usual time span? How many months?
Good question. Because for a CRA, the time span is really a matter of concern. Because once we, because I have seen like people used to, as a CRA, people used to travel from Mumbai to Chennai, then to other place. Maybe within 3 days, they used to cover 2 different sites, and 1 day for each sites. So 2 days for site and site visits, and 1 day back, and 1 day to and fro like. So it's like that. So basically time concern is really matter over here. So CRA used to just run behind the clock, like this and this, like 8 to 5 if the shift is like, then the CRA used to plan like 8 to 12 for this site, and then 12 to 1 travel, then 1 to 5 again to the another site. But it depends on the work. If there is a lot of work, then maybe even CRA used to stay over the sites along, and maybe near the sites they used to have their accommodation which was provided by the company itself. So it is kind of like that.
And you were a CRA for 5 months in a company. So how was your experience in that company?
Fantastic. The experience was fantastic. The colleagues over there was too good. They were really cooperative. They were really helpful. Because earlier I wasn't planning to move. I was planning to stay maybe as long as I could have. But over there, due to as I got a promotion, as I got selected in an interview over here in a UAE, like for an Abu Dhabi, So I decided to just move back, and then I just switched. So my experience as a CRA was quite good, and like the one who used to teach me, the project manager and the principal investigator over there, who just have taught me like how to deliver your task on time, how to perform your visits, how to conduct your visits, how to plan your visits, and after performing your visits, how whichsoever the reports are there which we used to send, what are the timelines for the reports, how to manage that timelines, what to do in the flights or during that flight travels, what can be done, like, so all such stuffs were there, and which was really helpful for me to just look at the clock and then work. So it was good for me to learn over there as well.
And why CRA? I mean, there must be many interesting courses, but what attracted you to CRA? What
Yeah.
was its speciality?
Okay, so basically after my graduation, I was working as a data abstractor, data coordinator. So I was like, I was getting promotion over there as well. I got promoted from the data abstractor to the data coordinator, data analyst, and all such associates and all such stuff. Then the QC as well. So the time span over there was maybe 1 year something or less than that. And in that 1 year, I got one promotion as well. But for them, the work over there was like just a rotational shift first thing. Then the another thing is like just a desk job. I used to come on the PC, then just sit, then just perform task, just data abstract, just data deliver, and kind of like that stuff. So after that, after a particular months, I realized that after doing my graduation in pharmacy, what I am doing, even though it is with respect to my profile only, but the task over there is like with respect to desk job. And the other thing, I was performing a task like I was extracting the data, I was delivering the data to another part. Like my role was over there was like removing, extracting a data from the Nokia phone and putting it back to a Samsung phone. So it was just kind of like that. So I didn't like that task very much, but financially, if you say, that job was really good. Even in the beginning, it paid me more. Then after that, there was an incentive. Then other than that, there was like Saturday and Sunday, if you work, you will get a benefits extra than your salary. Then if you do overtime, you will get additional pay. So all things were good, but for a career oriented, I thought it was not good. So I realized, and then I got to know about the clinical research. So I just did an advanced diplomatic course over there. Like for me, it was for the 6 months, as I mentioned earlier. I have done my graduation in pharmacy, and for that I need to do only for the 6 months, which is eligibility criteria for them. So after that, they from the course, the organization from where I did my graduation, I did my this diplomatic certification course. So they placed me at a CRO over there for a multicentric. So multicentric CRC. So for that site, I was for that CRO, I was working with 5 different sites. Like one was in Thane, then Vashi, then Kalwa, Chembur, and then back to Andheri. And after that, I used to come at home, maybe in the night somewhere. So it was a flexi time, but still it was for a multicentric CRC. I was being hired then. Then after that, I moved to over here. I moved to the Tata Memorial Hospital, which was for a CRC, and then a CRA. So kind of things like that over there is like. So it was good for me to learn, to grow. And after that, I decided when I came once I put my step into the shoe of this CRC. So I realized yeah, CRC would be a better role for me. Like I did my graduation, and then I am performing tasks with respect to my pharmacology. What I have learned in my graduation times, I was performing the same task over here, and I can say proudly, like I am working in a core field. So it is like that. And over here, there is no flexible shift. There are only 8 to 5, 9 to 6, any kind shift like that. And there are no incentive other than your salary. So it's like that. There is some pros and cons as well, but it is good. It is good for your career as well. And after CRC, I worked hard and I got a CRA role as well. And then now maybe I have 3 years and more experience with me. So I decided to move and abroad. So I got the chance over here. So I just switched on.
How long has it been since you are CRC in Dubai, right? You're in Dubai.
No, I am in Abu Dhabi.
Sorry, Abu Dhabi. So how long has it been in Abu Dhabi doing performing CRC?
For me, it's like I stepped in the end of the December, and now it's February. So only 2 months. So that's why I
is there
didn't
any
change my
difference?
profile in the LinkedIn. So maybe after my
Yeah.
2 years, 6 months, maybe, then I will just switch my profile to that.
So, is there any difference between Indian CRC companies, CRA companies, and pharmaceutical companies and Abu Dhabi companies?
Uh, for me to say, there is some yes and there is some no's. The thing which I have mentioned, the thing which I have observed over here as a CRC is like the same thing which I used to perform the task over there as well. There are the patient oriented, there are some works with respect to the admin task, like for the IRB related, as I mentioned, that is regulatory body related works, like PI related work, and then sponsor related work. But over here, like I can say, it is quite good over here as well. And the thing is, like over here is much structure oriented, I can say. Like everyone have their own task to do. Like if suppose I wanted to ask something, so I have a respective body over here who is responsible for answering particular questions. So I can just go there and I can just ask, and all such doubt clarification sessions can be done. But in India, I can say there are there are people over there who knows everything, and one people knows everything. So if a single person is performing many tasks, so if suppose other person come and wanted to ask something, then that person is fully occupied. He or she doesn't have a particular time sets. But over here, it's not like that. Every person have their own respective task, but maybe it is not lagging something. It is like everyone have a different role. Everyone have a different mindset. So I cannot say it's good or it's bad. I have just happily accepted it because I realize it is good or I realize it is bad. None of this like it is good or bad. It's okay. Nothing like that.
So, how long do you plan to stay there? I mean, what is your future plan as
Uh,
a CRC right now?
till the time I will get a good growth, I will stay to my organization. It's like that. Good career growth and good financial growth as well.
One final question. Any guidance or any advice for us aspirants who will try to find new courses or new jobs in this pharmacy, which is a which has vast options. So, any advice for
Yeah.
us
So
who want to
basically,
opt for CRA, CRC?
yeah. So basically, my advice over here would be like to, if you wanted to really come to a clinical research domain, then my suggestion over here is like you should at the time of your final year, like when once you reach to your fourth year, then at that time you should try to take some advanced diplomatic courses or short-term courses, any kind of like stuffs like, and you should just and actually for that short-term courses, the institution itself have a Saturday and Sunday option. So just you can go on the Sunday just for 3 hours, maybe 2 hours and such stuffs. And even now it is going online sessions. So you can just have a sessions by easily at your home as well. And after pursuing your advanced diplomatic course, you can also have by completing your the time when you complete your final year. At that time, you will also have your diplomatic course certification with you. So it would be better for you. You can pursue that. And other thing which you can do at the moment in the second year is like go through the NIDA GCP certificate. GCP is like a good clinical practice. It would be beneficial for you in your resume as well if you crack that course. It is a free of fun, no charges to be paid for the GCP for the NIDA one, but it will give you a vast options to learn. And after learning, it will be having a test with you. And if you clear that test, maybe it requires somewhere 80 to 100% of marks to clarify the exams. And if you perform, then only you will get your NIDA GCP certificate. And it would be good and best option for you to just start your career in a clinical research. And for the clinical research, it would be like for the stepping stone would be like key clinical research coordinator or the clinical trial associate. After doing any one of the after having any one of the job experience with you, maybe for 2 years or 3 years or around, you can easily apply for a CRA if you have worked really hard for the CRC or CTA position. Okay, after CRA, you can just go for senior CRA, then project lead, then project manager, and all such stuffs like that. You can easily just go for. But while for the other cases, like if you go for the pharmacovigilance or other such stuffs, then I can say over here, like a best example over here, I can give you is like suppose you have a college, you have a final year batch with you, and there are only 100 students with you, and they are passing in 2022 this year. Okay, so this is for your college, and in India there are suppose 20 colleges, and every colleges have maybe 80, 100, 60, 50, any number, and most of the people don't know about this core field. Most of them, 80% of or 50 or 60% of population from the students will go to the pharmacovigilance, data abstractor role, or any kind of role like. So it is like for them to grow would be a major competition. But coming to or moving to a core field for the one will be an easiest job for them, because they do not have much competition. And also if they work really hard, then they can really get a good success. In any field you work, you will get a good success. So it is like that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for all your time and for answering all the questions. And also congratulations for all the successes you have achieved.
Thank
If you
you.
have any questions for me, I'm ready.
Just wanted to know, why are you conducting these interviews? I didn't really get.
It's a college project, sir. It's a DLLE project. The colleges, all colleges are nowadays uh, selecting, not selecting, asking students to uh, uh, do a project related to any career. It's a career project so that students can open more, know knowledge about all the career options that are present in this pharmacy. It's a way for us students to know what options are there for us after fourth year. Just like you said, you had no idea about CRA when you were in college. So the teachers are organizing such projects and interviews so that we know what options are there for us and we are prepared for it.
Great.
So
Really
I
nice.
chose this.
Really nice. I really like this step. What is the name of your college? From which college you are?
It's it's Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College from Ulhasnagar in Mumbai.
Oh, great. And who is the coordinator who is just asking you to do this? Like the professor who
Uh, uh,
requested?
they ask the professor is I actually don't know their name.
Oh my God.
But they just ask students to give their names who are interested in doing this project. So we gave our names. It
Great.
was not compulsory. It was a choice
Oh, I
based thing.
understood.
So
Yeah. It's really a
yeah.
nice initiative. I really like that. Once you know the name, you just say my good wishes to him or her. I really like that task. It's really nice. And it would be
Thank you, sir.
beneficial for you. It would be beneficial for the one who are in currently in the this final year. So if you could pass this message to them, like if you wish to go for a clinical research course, then it would really be beneficial to go for a diplomatic courses or any short-term certificate program, so that you can or the others can just really know what actually the stuffs are. And to really be frankly with you, like for the clinical research, it's not just like you can sit and have a cup of tea and you can have everything. You cannot have a last sip of coffee over there. It really requires a lot to study, requires a lot to learn, really requires a lot of hard work over here, because it is really a patient oriented task, the main thing. And if you go any kind of wrong things over here, then it would be really an impactful to the patient, which mandatory is the course for a diplomatic certification as must. So I would suggest, if you wish really to come in this, or if the others wish to come for this, then it would be beneficial for them to go for a theoretical sessions, and after that the institution itself will help you to go for a job or any kind of like. So it would be good for them as well.
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
would
you. Thank you so
also
much.
add over here, like I did my diplomatic certification course from Clinomics Institute, which is in Thane at the moment. But at my time, it was there. The main branch is in Thane, but the subordinate branch was there in Vashi. So for me, it was near. So I did from there. So if you could manage to go to Thane once, it is near the railway station itself, just a walking distance. So you can just visit that place as well. It's good, really nice. I can recommend that as well. So if you or others want, you can just go. And the other thing, don't forget to go for the GCP certification, which is NIDA, NIDA GCP. Just type on Google, learn for what they ask, and then give a sessions on there. They will just take a test over there, and if you clear, they will give you certificate, which is valid for 3 years.
Thank you so much, sir, for all the advices and guidance you have given. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Anything else which you wanted to know?
I have to ask a question, but we have to stop the recording for a moment.
Oh,
Means
okay.
interview is over. I have to ask a personal question.
Okay, no problem. So let me just stop the video sessions.